My Toyota and helped make us South Australia's #1 selling Toyota dealer.
We love to see you smiling.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
Speak with One Solution and they'll tell you cybercrime is not a big business problem, a government problem, or a small enterprise problem. It's everyone's problem. Ransomware, malware, and adware remain the #1 threat. One call to One Solution will put your business in a safe place. It's the smartest, most cost-effective business decision you'll ever make. Get in touch with One Solution, winner of the National Telstra Customer Experience Award. onesolution.net.au.
On 1395 Adelaide's 5AA, this is the 5AA Fishing Show, presented by Ned McHenry.
It's 28 minutes to 7. Good evening. Welcome to the Ned McHenry Fishing Show. Well, of course, the one and only Ned McHenry. Neddy, welcome.
Sammy, fantastic to see you. Good to see you, Pill. It's fishing show time.
It is time to get stuck into our fishing. It's all thanks to TJM. You can find them at Nailsworth and Clovelly Park. If you're four-wheel driving and you want to get there, you want to be TJM equipped. So go to TJM Nailsworth and Clovelly Park. Tell you what, mate, I see you've come in with a fair bit of stuff.
So, a little bit like Santa today. We've done a few cracking giveaways on the show, but I reckon this is our best one yet. There's over $150 of fishing value here, Sammy. A Shimano Sedona, 2,500, and a bunch of squid gear, all to give away. So really excited to give that away.
I also have a surprise for you.
What's this?
Behind me.
Hello, we're on the live stream.
We are live on Facebook and YouTube today. If you go to our 5AA socials pages and look at yourself.
Fishing show time. Look at the hat. I've got the flaps, but it's covering over the headphones. Does that work or not?
Yeah, as long as you can hear yourself. So if you want to tune in on Facebook tonight or YouTube or however you watch the sports show or breakfast, you can do so with the fishing show tonight. The lovely Brookie who does our live streaming has hung around for us.
She's a star. Absolute star.
So you're looking fantastic in your tuna season shirt. Thanks to North Bank, you've got your Tackle World Adelaide Metro cap.
Have a look at this. I'm like a walking tackle shop.
You can see the prizes that you've got to give away.
Squid jig.
How do we want to give them away tonight? Because I like the way that we're going about this.
Sammy, we've been pretty positive on this show, and we always talk about the good news stories, but I want to hear about our audience's stuff-ups on the boat, because usually there's plenty of them. Who needs a pick-me-up? Who's had a fishing mishap and needs some new gear? I've got plenty of stories to tell, unfortunately, but I want to hear from our terrific audience. If you've had something happen on the boat, or a bit of a stuff-up, if you like, which is often the case out fishing, let us know and be in the running. We've got $150 worth of gear here to win, and we'll send it out to you.
Absolutely love that. So 8223 get on the line. Biggest fishing blunders. Have you been on the boat and something's happened, or any sort of classic story you might have?
Jetties, anything.
Oh, anywhere with the rod. It's definitely worth your time. 8223 will get you on the air very shortly. We've also got a very special guest to get to as well.
Fantastic guest. Really excited about this one, Sammy. What is it about ruckmen loving their fishing? Today we've got Riley O'Brien on from the Crows. We've spoken to Scott Lysaght, of course, Port Adelaide ruckman. He's been on the show too if you want to listen to our podcasts. But today is a good friend of mine, as I mentioned. Riley, thank you for joining us on the 5AA Fishing Show.
Guys, thanks for having me on. It's ironic I've just come on after you've been talking about fishing blunders, so perfect timing.
Just the man we need to speak to. Hey, you might have to throw your hat in the ring to win this prize. There's about 1 million of them, but is there anything that comes to mind?
I reckon I'm a shoo-in to win it. The main one was probably the first time you took me out fishing, and I lost your best two squid jigs. I whacked the first one into the side of the boat, and the next one, got stuck on the bottom. So there was Ned's two best squid jigs gone straight away. So thanks for that, Neddy.
Sammy, if I had the monetary value of the amount of tackle that this bloke has lost off my boat, I think I would be able to afford a house or something.
Have you
I'd be able to curb inflation.
You've got it all back with the company, so it's all good.
Well, that's true. Thank you to Shimano. Hey, Berto, I want to talk about something, because we actually go out fishing a fair bit. What's some of the favourite fishing that we do? We get on the tuna down at Victor Harbour on the Flurio. We do a lot of squidding. We take the barbecue out and cook it up. And you love coming out. What do you like to do?
Mate, the best trips we've had, probably some of those tuna trips down off Victor. They're pretty hard to beat when you're trolling over a big score of tuna and reeling them in all day. It's pretty hard to beat that. And then we've had plenty of trips off Adelaide Metro catching squid and cooking it out there on a beautiful summer's day. So they're probably the best memories. We've also done a bit of fishing up at Port Douglas, which was good fun, catching some exotic species and pulling in some sharks, which was good fun. Then we nearly stunk out there at one stage. So that was also a good.
we have almost sunk. Talking about fishing blunders, my God, we'll just keep that one quiet, actually, just for insurance stuff. Birdo. No, that wasn't in my boat. Anyway, moving on, please. No, we can talk about that. We went out with a mate off Port Douglas, and he what did he wanted to do? He wanted to fill up the kill tank, Sammy, so where you bleed your fish.
Yep.
And so he thought if he left the bung out of the kill tank, it would fill up with water, which was indeed correct. But what he didn't factor is that it would also fill up the whole rest of the boat.
Oh, no.
We were out on the Great Barrier Reef.
Days offshore, and then there were sharks circling everywhere, and I wasn't feeling that confident.
Our good friend Daisy, who's an absolute lunatic. We spoke about the good trips out in the sun, cooking up some of those squid on the barbie, which I love doing with you, mate. But talk about some of the ones that aren't so good. So you're 2 metres tall. You've certainly progressed as a decky, but you're not the most natural boat athlete, are you?
No, my balance isn't fantastic. So I've nearly gone overboard a few times, especially when the sea gets a bit rough off Victor. There was one day we went out off Wallaroo to go catch some whiting. I think it was in a North Bank competition, and we I was rocking around the boat all day there, and I think I was getting a little bit seasick at that stage, and I think I almost fell asleep as well. But yeah, I was just trying to stay out of your way on those bad days when it gets a bit rough, because I'm not super agile and super well balanced.
I was going to mention that, Sammy. One thing Riley does, and I'm not sure if anyone else does, he gets incredibly sleepy when it's rough. So what do you put that down? I mean, it is strange seeing in a chair a 2 metre tall grown man falling asleep in his own arms, but for some reason the sea state seems to do that to you. What's your explanation for that?
I think I just get rocked to sleep sometimes. I don't know. I think I try to turn the mind off because I'm not feeling that good when it's a bit rough, and I try and keep out of your way and just close the eyes, and sometimes I just nod off a little bit.
I turn around for 10 seconds and I've got this idiot asleep on the chair. Hey, one more thing. It's not certainly a Sledge Riley O'Brien segment, so I apologise for this, but we had the great man Andrew Costello on last week, and he spoke about some of his fishing activities around the state, some of which were episodes that we went out and we did some fishing. You came out with me, and there was consistency within the episodes of you getting your rig out. Is there an explanation for that, just while we're at it? Can you give anything to the jury about why you get your 8-pack out constantly?
Cozzy wanted to get eyes on screens, I think, so he asked me to get the rig out.
The ratings went up.
The ratings spiked through the roof, and I think it's the best rating show he's ever had, so yeah, I might do it again next time.
Oh, very, very good. Hey, I was thinking the next trip we need to do is we need to go down together to Port MacDonald and get on one of these barrels.
Yeah, I mean, they're bigger than me. I think the last one you caught was heavier than me, so that'd be bloody fantastic. So that's certainly on the bucket list.
Sammy, what a great guest. My friend and keen fisher and deckhand on my boat, Riley O'Brien. Thank you for joining us, mate. We'll keep you in mind with our fishing giveaway with all of those fishing blunders. I think at the moment you're leading quite nicely.
Thanks, guys. I might call in after to try and win that competition. So thanks for having me on.
We had seasickness. We had falling asleep constantly as a grown adult. We had almost sinking a boat. Can anyone beat that? I mean, I'd be very interested. Have you had any experiences with stuff-ups on the boat or anything like that?
No, I've never been a massive fisherman. I remember back in my very young years when I tried some fishing with a mate as a teenager, and we weren't very good. I could not catch a fish. We went out 5 times, and I was unsuccessful every time.
Well, there's a blunder.
There's a blunder for you. It wasn't entirely intentional. I just couldn't catch a fish.
Well, that's what happens sometimes. That's what they call it, fishing, not catching. Simon from Craigburn Farm, can you beat some of those blunders, my friend?
Oh, mate, going back a little while, my old man had a 17-foot fiberglass. We're out fishing off of Wallaroo. He's an absolute stickler for the rules. And when we were coming back into shore, the water police were sitting at the boat ramp checking all the boats when they're coming in. My old man just had a quick look at his rego, and the rego on the boat had expired.
Oh, no.
So he was absolutely panicking himself. And I've said to him, just bring the boat in. We'll just get it on the trailer up to the back of the car park, and we'll clean it there and all that sort of stuff. Just do that calmly.
Yep.
So we hooked it up because he was in an absolute flap. He didn't put the safety chain onto the boat.
No.
Hit the accelerator a little bit too hard coming out the water, so Al quietly going up to the back of the car park ended up being one copper on the front of the trailer, the other three of them trying to help me lift the boat back onto the trailer.
Simon, no.
And, so I had the whole police force trying to help us get the boat back onto the trailer before we could finally go back home.
And mind you, trying to help you get an unregistered boat back up on the trailer.
Exactly. I think it caused such a fuss that nobody checked the radio, thank goodness.
Oh,
wow.
Simon, well played. Well and truly in the running. My goodness me. And did you have a laugh afterwards or not, Simon?
I did. He's still not laughing.
Oh, my goodness me. Ryan from Woodville West, there is no way you can beat that, is there?
Well, it's a tough one, I suppose, except I suppose it was me that was stupid, not my dad. So I suppose that's the only thing I've got.
All the better.
Yeah, me and the boys we'd done some four-wheel driving fishing out off Gunya, and a decent school came in and I was fishing with a quite a heavy outfit, and I thought I'll switch over to a lure on the lighter gear, and had the Daiwa Sensor Surf rod with the lure rigged up, and I ran out and grabbed it. In my excitement, running down to the water, I thought I'd test the drag, and forgot about the angles of the rod, didn't I? And pulled the lure straight down and snapped my rod in half.
Oh, no. Ryan. Whereabouts was that? Did you say? It sounded like a beautiful part of the world. I hadn't recognised that name. Where were you?
Gunya Beach, out in Coffin Bay National Park.
Beautiful. Do you get over there very often? That's a beautiful part of the world?
Yeah, the boys and I try and do a trip once a year, so yeah, it's a good spot.
Well done. Any hot spots for us? A particular beach that I need to go at? Or you need to call me later when it's off air?
Yeah, when it's off air, mate, but I think most people would know about Gunya if they're salmon fishers, but it's a beautiful spot over there.
I haven't heard of it. I need to get over there, Sammy. I love that, Ryan. Well and truly in the running. Hamish from Burnside, a fishing blunder.
How you going, guys? I'm calling up because me and my brothers, we go there fishing out on the Coorong, and we're out there on the boat, and we walked across to the other side to the beach to catch the bow and we caught a few over a metre, and that we were coming back pretty
well
pumped.
Done.
Yeah, and then we walked back, and the boat was gone.
What?
Yeah,
He's lost his boat.
What's happened to the boat?
Yeah, and we get a call from one of the locals down there. He said, "Mate, I think I've seen your boat. No one's in it. What's the go?"
No.
And it was drifting out the mouth, and one of the brothers forgot to put the anchor in properly, I guess.
Oh my God.
No.
How far offshore were you, Hamish? Did it go out through the mouth, did it?
Nah, just pretty close to it, about 400 metres away from the mouth.
Oh,
But yeah, we got pretty lucky, I guess, in the end.
My goodness, mate. Well done. Up there with Simon and Ryan too with his broken rod. These are absolute crackers, Sammy. I don't know how we might have to get a couple more reels here. Steve from Ross Trevor, do we have time? Another fishing blunder.
Sean,
from Grange. Fishing blunder.
Yeah. G'day, guys. Yeah, they've got to go to Gunya Beach, mate. Coffin Bay is the go. Yeah, it's beautiful over there.
Yep.
We just went, when February we go every year, just to Coffin Bay Farm Beach. And, each day did have a disaster, but we got bogged on the first day. Second day, it was rough, and my mate who's got a bung shoulder, my other mate fell over, and he went to grab him as he fell and just look at his shoulder.
No.
Then the last day because we shouldn't have been going. It was too rough, and we thought we'll have a go. We're paying for it, so we went out and the boat started sick, no bungs, and then we thought, okay, we abandoned that. Went to the Port Lincoln jetty and said, it's too windy. Just as we went to pull up anchor, my mate goes, "I'll grab your rod," and then drop the tip of it down through the cracks in the jetty. So
no,
that's a good trip. Yeah.
That sounds like a horror. You've had absolute horror after horror.
We did. We came back with 100 whiting, so I'll take that.
Oh, well, that evens itself out. Well, Sean, the compounding of all the issues Sammy has Sean well and truly in the running. Steve from Ross Trevor, these have been crackers, mate. You can't beat them, can you?
Do you know what? I can't.
Oh, you can't, Steve?
Come on, tell us anyway.
Come on, what have you got?
Concede, but here's my story. So I've got a neighbour, Sammy, who can probably hear me over the fence. I'm sitting down the back.
G'day, Sammy.
Sammy. And so we go out in the tinny, and we're crabbing off North Haven, and we go out a fair bit together, but the first couple of times, we crab nets. I said, mate, make sure you tie the thing on before you throw it over. Yeah, mate. Yeah, no worries. And so we've done 2 crab nets in that trip. And we've gone out, because not tied on, over they've gone. And then he's lost his hat, that's gone.
Oh, my God.
And then we've gone out.
Is there anything left, Steve?
No. Well, luckily with 2 of us on board, we had a couple extra crab nets, and then we've gone again, and I've gone out and said, mate, don't forget, tie the crab nets on, and
Yeah, no crab nets. They're gone.
Oh, my God.
Got to
Oh, my
and then I
God.
said, mate, can you pass me that bucket? Because I want to fill up the esky with a bit of seawater. And he's passed me the broken bucket. And he said, mate, I'm sorry. I broke the bucket. He stepped on the bucket.
Does he remember to tie anything, this Sammy? Does he tie his own shoes or can't do that?
He does wear slip-ons, I have noticed.
He's constantly in thongs.
But he is he's a great mate and a great neighbour, and we do catch some stuff occasionally. But no, I can't. Look, losing your boat, I think, trumps losing your crab nets, just quietly.
Just quietly, Steve. It sounds like a similar relationship. I'm not sure if you were listening to Riley O'Brien and myself, but we have a lot of fun. It's good company. We occasionally catch a fish, but my God, there's some tackle that goes missing. Louis from Ascot Park, a fishing blunder as well.
Yes, I've got one. Years ago, I went out fishing, and my brother told me to throw the line in, so I threw the whole line in.
You threw the whole line in, did you, Louis?
Yeah, the hand line.
Oh, well, you did as you're told, at least. You followed instructions. You created a bit of an artificial reef on the bottom, Louis. Well played.
Yeah.
Oh, no, very good. Well, you're in the running. You might get a reel to replace it with. But James from Torrensville might have you measured. James, what's a fishing blunder you've got?
My dad taught me that I don't have to go that far out to catch some good, decent crabs. I just need to go to Henley Jetty.
Yeah, well, Henley Jetty's a cracker.
And I just figured I was catching massive bluey.
Yeah, massive blueies off the jetty. Well done.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't sound like a blunder. It sounds like you were having a cracker of a time.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, well played, well played. Any other hotspots for us? Do you catch anything else anywhere else?
Maybe squid at Brighton.
Ah, well done, James. We had that in the hotspots recently.
Yes.
He's ahead of the curve, Sammy.
He's been listening.
Some cracking stories there. I'm not sure how we're going to go through all those. There's a couple of clear leaders, I think, but if anyone's got any stories, I mean, God, it's just fun to listen to.
I agree. We can keep taking calls if you want, or we can get to hotspots, anything you want to do, because those calls, it's going to be hard to beat, but I'm sure there might be one more out there. 8223 0000. This Shimano Sedona 2500 kit. It looks amazing on the live stream on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching along with us this evening, look at that. It looks fantastic. He's got his hat on, Nettie. He's got his sunnies as well. I don't know why you're wearing sunnies inside.
It's fishing show time, Sammy. This gets me in the mood. It's like you put your boots on, switch on. I put my sunnies on. These are the Smiths ones. These ones are actually quite good. The Polaroids with the blue lens. And I've got my fishing hat, protect the neck. I'm ready to go.
You're looking real sharp. It's 12 minutes to 7. We're going to take a break. Come back with more next.
If you thought it was tricky to source a great end of financial year deal on a new Volkswagen, think again. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen has loaded up on new stock. That's a massive range of new and demo Volkswagens available for delivery right now. Loads of colours, loads of options, plus on-site finance options available. Get in now and secure your new Volkswagen before the end of financial year. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
Get a read on today with The Advertiser. Get a read on breaking news, courtroom dramas, and breathtaking hotels to put on your radar. Get a read on today and subscribe for less than you think. Search The Advertiser offer today.
The South Australian Government is rushing to make new laws to stop peaceful protests. You could be hit with a $50,000 fine or even go to prison just for exercising your rights. So much of what makes our state great has been won by people standing up for what's right. Parliament is about to vote on these new laws. Get in touch with your local MP now. Ask them to stand up for our democracy and say no to the anti-protest laws. Authorised by the South Australian Council for Social Service Adelaide.
Every small business is on a journey, but some are on an obstacle course, jumping from invoicing to marketing to social media. That's why you need Thrive, the all-in-one management software built for small business. Search Thrive, THRYV today.
At Terrain Tamer, we've tried to take all the hard work out of four-wheel driving, so you can be an expert as well as an enthusiast. Our parts interpreters talk fluent four-wheel drive because we're talking with 50 years' experience. We've got all the four-wheel drive parts you'll ever need, so you can toss them in the back for cheap insurance. When you're miles from the closest mechanic, you'll appreciate that advice. Terrain Tamer, we talk fluent four-wheel drive.
We're here with Toop and Toop's Bronte manual. Now, Bronte, we've just been hit with another interest rate rise. What does that mean to the market?
Well, we always knew there'd be another rate rise or two. If rates settle around that 6% mark for the consumer, buyers will know exactly where they stand and will be able to pursue properties with some confidence.
But what does that mean then for property prices?
The market, it's all about supply and demand. And right now, there are a lot more buyers than homes for sale. While that's still the case, there's a great opportunity to achieve a premium price for your home.
So would you say now's a good time to sell, or should we wait a bit?
It's always a good time to sell when demand outweighs supply. Right now, buyers are competing for your home rather than your home competing for buyers. But you still need to make sure you're working with an agent who really knows their stuff.
To find out what your home is worth in the current market, visit toop.com.au.
Winter is coming, but the forecast isn't all bad, as the Olympic Industries winter sale is on now. Expect strong savings across our entire range of sheds and more. Step out and grab a deal. Olympic Industries, built to last.
On 1395 Adelaide's 5AA, this is the 5AA Fishing Show, presented by Ned McHenry.
It's 9 minutes to 7, taking your calls. Fishing blunders, 8223 0000. Got ourselves a Shimano Sedona 2500 pack to give away, brought in nicely from Neddy. And we'll get to his hotspots for Tackle World Adelaide very shortly. Before we do any of that, some breaking news just coming out of the Age in the AFL space, which is worthy of reading out. The AFL has reached an agreement with families involved in the allegations of the racism allegations at the Hawthorn Footy Club. It has made no findings against Alistair Clarkson, Chris Fagan and Jason Burt. It's understood that negotiations in the deal they've reached for the investigation to be wound up, and the AFL will have an announcement in a press conference in about half an hour's time. So that's all coming out pretty quickly out of Melbourne as we speak. We are taking your calls. It is a fishing show, 8223 0000.
Steve from Grange, let's follow the trend with these fishing blunders. We've got a cracking giveaway to give away, Sammy. As I said, a Sedona 2500. There's a tackle bag there. There's all kinds of bits and pieces, a squid jig, stickers, all kinds of things.
So good.
Steve, what's your fishing blunder?
Okay, how you going? Look, it was a long time ago. We got a shack on High Marsh Island, and had an old HQ. My old man had a mirror. We put it on the back of the HQ, which had the old bull horns, and drove it to Sugars Beach, and then sort of was starting to think that it wasn't sitting right on the bull. And I thought, what happens when the trailer comes off? And then all of a sudden,
oh no,
the boat's banging back and forth at the back of the boat, at the back of the car, and then all of a sudden the boat passed us.
Oh no, Steve! Oh no!
Bounced off the bull horns.
The boat has passed you on the road.
Yeah, did a couple flips, and the mudguard put a hole in the side of the hull.
Oh my goodness, Steve!
Hang on, it gets better.
How does it get better?
Oh, no.
Keep going.
Well, then we just tied it down because we thought we've got to go fishing. So we got to Sugars and we rocked up there and, wearing our old flannelette shirts and jeans and all our old clothes. And there's this boat there, all these pro little guys with like an 18-foot tinny with a built-in esky and everything, wearing all their wetsuits, laughing at us. We've got a hole in our boat. And anyways, they take off, we take off. And we're taking in water as we're trying to cross across the other side to the mouth. And so we decided just to fish where they've actually parked the camp, and they're on the other side of the mouth, fishing off the off the beach there, and they're getting nothing, and we're pulling up double-headed trevally and mulloway.
With the boat with the hole in it?
Yeah, and it gets better. And then all of a sudden, because we just put a stake in the ground,
oh God,
and tied the boat to it, and we're fishing, and I'm going, no, that boat looks really similar to ours. And it actually come off the stake. So then I just stripped down to my jocks and jump in to a tide that was going really strong the other way, and all my mates saw was me dive in, and my jocks come the other way.
Oh my God, Steve!
Oh, Steve!
Steve, there's a bit of bush mechanics going on here. I'm not sure if that's all the play. Renee, a story like that from Ross Trevor?
Yeah, g'day boys. We were fishing Kangaroo Island, and I had my granny and my sister asleep on the boat, and we'd just come in from a good day fishing, and Doug's thrown out the anchor, but unfortunately hadn't tied it, so the boat's going back to Adelaide obviously, in the
no.
tide.
Oh, my goodness me.
So I'm about the only one that can swim being a bit younger. But let me tell you, I was a pretty good swimmer and I couldn't catch that bloody boat and the water's getting darker and deeper. So I get on the boat, finally reach it, go to throw the anchor out, and that one wasn't tied on either. So thank God there was a farmer at the top of the cliff that threw us in a bit of duress and ended up coming to rescue us. Otherwise, we were ending up back in Adelaide with my grandmother, my little sister, and myself as a young teen.
Renee, how old were you, did you say? A young teen?
Yeah, I was about 14, and Kangaroo Island waters are a bit scary, boys. They get pretty black pretty quick.
Of course they do. My goodness me. What is it about dads and people forgetting to tie things up on this show today, Sammy?
This has been remarkable.
They haven't tied their boats up or their anchors up. Renee, that was a cracking story. I think Renee's well and truly in the running. I had Simon with the first call. I mean, that was just
the unregistered boat.
Outrageous.
Yep.
Hamish had a boat almost floating through the Murray Mouth.
He's lost it.
He deserves a mention. Not to forget Sean and Steve. I mean, those poor buggers. And then I think Renee, after her dad can't tie the boat up, she's swimming as a teenager off the waters of Kangaroo Island. It's got to be one of those three. Who's got your pick?
Oh, and look, I honestly, I couldn't pick between the first four callers. We had
oh my goodness,
just about as good a call as you could possibly get on this story. You've got the deciding pick, though. We've got to make a call. We're about to disappear.
Okay, I'm going Simon.
Simon with the unregistered boat.
Hamish, you got a $50 Tackle World Adelaide voucher coming your way too.
Beautiful.
For a close second.
Well done. Well, thank you for all your calls tonight. We've had that many. We can't fit in our Tackle World Adelaide Metro hotspots for the evening.
We'll do hotspots next week. We'll cram in and we'll have a cracking hotspots next week.
We love your work, Nettie. 612 Port Road, Allenby Gardens. Or go to tackleworldadelaide.com.au if you want the best price service guaranteed. It is time for us to go. News coming up. John Blake to follow Nettie. Great to see you on the live stream this evening. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Sammy. See you next
Every
Tuesday.
2 years, if you're aged 50 to 74, you'll get a blue and white package from the National Bowel Cancer Screening Program.